For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, we are live and amplified. So let's get ready to podcast.
Fire it up.
Welcome, everybody, to another live and amplified livecast. I'm your host, Tom Quatt, and we are back at it again with another amazing podcast. Today, we have a very special guest. We have the Cheesebergens. How's it going today, y'all?
Woo! It's going great. Thanks for having us.
Glad to have some of you back. I know we had about half the band on our pancreatic cancer fundraiser, but just for everybody that's just for everybody's sake, let's go around the room and have everybody introduce themselves and what they do in the band.
Hi, my name is Cheesebergens, and I play guitar and sing.
I'm Ides. I'm the dad and the drummer.
I'm Marissa. I'm the mom and bass player.
I'm Angelica. I'm the youngest, and I also play guitar and sing, but my guitar is more like rhythm guitar.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, first off, I want to thank you all so much for jumping on here and chatting with me for a little bit. I know it's Wednesday, but hump day, we'll get through it. So for what's a little bit different about your dynamic is you're a family, correct me if I'm wrong, punk band, or just you consider yourself more of a metal band?
No, I think we're more punk. We have metal influences, we're not just like three chords, but I classify as this punk before metal.
Yeah.
Especially now with all the heavy stuff. Yeah, no way are we like that.
Okay. And I know we had talked to Jesse about it a little bit in the last podcast, but what was when you guys decided that you wanted to start a band together, what was the original idea when you guys started playing together as a family?
Should I take this? Yeah. I was dominating interviews somehow. Okay, so the kids were in like rock schools, and me and Ides had been, playing in bands forever, and we wanted them to get more. Rock schools are covers. You play covers, which is great, but at some point I thought they should start playing original music. And I tried to get a band together for Jesse, who was 12 at the time. So, I thought that's kind of like the age to start him, but we couldn't find, dedicated band members. So we thought we would start a band, and that's it. But Jesse actually does have his own band now. It's called Diabology.
Yeah.
Woo.
We play
Check out Diabology, especially if you like the real metal.
Yeah, they are metal. They are metal.
I remember having that discussion on the last podcast.
Okay. Sorry to be repetitive.
No. You're 100% fine. You're 100% fine. So, kind of as you guys started forming the Cheesebergens, who were some of the influences you looked at as you were kind of deciding what sound you wanted to go after?
I guess our biggest influences are, Motorhead, Kiss, the Ramones. I never really set out to sound like a specific band, but that's what kind of comes through in our music, and I definitely recognize it. So, I guess that's where we're at.
Gotcha. And so I know, like you mentioned that Jesse and Angelica were in music school, or is it kind of like School of Rock type stuff? Is that kind of what it was?
Exactly, School of Rock.
What's your history, Ivan? What's your history in music? What got you all into music? Well, I guess it's open to everyone in general.
Well, I guess we kind of passed it on to the kids.
Yeah,
they got it from us.
Yeah.
I got it from my older cousins and, Kiss and Rush records in this.
Yeah, my mom gave me all her Beatles records. So I guess you get it from your parents unless, you just rebel against them.
Gotcha. And so so as the band sits now, where you guys kind of act creatively? What do you got coming up? I saw you guys are doing a pretty cool live stream Friday, but where are you kind of at creatively right now?
So I think we talked about this last time, but we've been working on an album. We have a bunch of new songs. It's a double album actually, and so like there's one full album worth of like new songs, and then a second album that's like re-recorded versions of like older songs that we have tighter now. And other than that, we're still writing, fourth record.
Yeah. This is our third record coming out soon here in the spring.
And yeah.
Well, we've been dropping singles like every month for months leading up to this record, pretty much the entire record, like one new song, one re-recorded old song every month. And we've been debuting those like on our live streams. We've been, when the pandemic started, we had to stop gigging out in the real world. So we started doing every Friday night from our living room, Cheesebergens live right here in this living room.
Yeah.
So it kind of, inspired the slow release of the new record too. So.
Nice. And because I know we did talk about it, but when's the release of the double album, or have you not?
I think okay, so the idea is to put out the singles on, it's just they just come up on Bandcamp, Reverb Nation, and SoundCloud, and then when the album's released, it's going to come out like on all the streaming sites. And so our last single comes out in March. That's okay. Our last single release, and then after that, so I would think April or May.
Okay, so you're systematically releasing every single, and then you'll release the full album out on streaming platforms,
right?
Which is kind of a interesting release strategy, that you're using Reverb Nation to put out the singles, and then you're going to put it out on Reverb Nation and what was the other one? Bandcamp. There you go. I always forget about Bandcamp for whatever reason, but Reverb Nation's the one I always remember. But then Bandcamp's like, what is it? And no, that's really cool. And then you're using the streaming platforms to promote the release of the full albums, which is really cool. Now, will they also be available on hard copy, or was it just be strictly streaming?
No, we're going to do a hard copy too. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
CDs.
Yeah.
We haven't gone the vinyl route yet.
Yeah.
That was going to be my next question, because you see like this influx of vinyl kind of coming, and, it's always interesting to see where bands kind of sit on vinyl and putting out vinyl. So
what's really weird too is a lot of the metal bands are doing like cassettes now, like underground metal bands are doing cassettes again. So weird and random.
I have seen that, and it's kind of funny because cassettes aren't even that cheap anymore. Like if you go and look on like Amazon to go buy like blank cassettes, you're going to pay like $18-20 for a 6-pack. And it's like, that it's not that cheap. Then you got to consider all the jewel casings and all that stuff. And it's like, no, I'm good. Although that cassettes would be kind of a cool little gimmick, like business card thing, just to kind of hand them out, like expensive business cards, but
really,
it'd be really cool.
Guys, and hand them out.
Yeah, absolutely. So you got the album coming out here in about 4 or 5 months. Obviously you said half of it is re-recorded songs, but it's not your full catalog, correct? It's just stuff that was earlier on.
Yeah. It's just kind of the ones that we redid were kind of the ones that we just really weren't happy with the original, the original recordings, and that we thought we could do better. Although we could probably say that of all of our songs, but what band can't, right?
Yeah, for sure. And then the new stuff, is it primarily stuff that you've been writing during the pandemic, or what's kind of gone into that song selection process?
I think
it's been throughout, both before and during.
We probably almost had a complete record ready to go before the pandemic, honestly. And then we probably wrote another one during it. So
Gotcha. I feel like a lot of bands are kind of going through that right now where they're almost trying to play catch up with themselves, because if they went into the pandemic and had like an album written already, and it's like, okay, do we release it? Do we not release it? And then they write one or two more during the pandemic because they've got all this free time. Now it's just like, okay, now how do we release all this? So I feel like a lot of bands are kind of.
So we're just releasing all of it.
And it's like, I mean, it's a really good strategy, especially if you're doing shows and like, that's the continuous conversation that I have with every musician I have on here is how do you kind of balance the release of music? Like if you're out playing shows, do you still release full albums because like you're playing out in front of different crowds and all that stuff? But if I remember correctly, you guys pretty much just stay in the greater Southern California region. Is it?
Pretty much. I mean, we're kind of semi-confined here most of the year because, obviously school schedules and things like that. And, it's hard to coordinate 4 people with jobs and school and everything to tour any extensive amount. Not that we're opposed to doing that. We've gone out as far as, like Vegas, and like, I think that's the furthest one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, any like little offshoots we can do, overnight stuff. Yeah, but booking a tour is like, I don't know if that's realistic for us right now.
At least not until like summer vacation or something when.
Yeah. If anybody would like to fly us out to, New York or Miami or whatever, we're open. We're all ears.
Yeah, well, we actually have like a lot of connections in Michigan, but we don't have any connections on the way. So it's like, do we fly out there and play gigs, or do we plan a whole tour? No.
It's like, I completely understand. I got a buddy who's currently trying to book out a tour right now for his band. It's like their first tour, tour. They're going to do like a swing around the Southwest. And he's like, we've only got 8 days to do this thing. And it's our first, well, it's not like a few of the band members have been in several bands that have done crazy tours, but like as a collective, it's their first tour. And they're like, I just don't want to lose money. And it's like, yeah, good luck on that one. It's you go on tour, you never know what's going to happen, especially car breaks down. There goes your entire budget. There goes all the money you were going to make, all that stuff. So
yeah, it's hard.
But, touring life is hard. I guess I don't have to tell you all that,
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about the live streams you've been doing, since you do have one coming up on Friday. Is that the same live stream that you've been doing once a month, the fantasy?
We do different themes every month, every time actually. And
it's just silliness. It's us really just being silly and playing our music and entertaining ourselves and hoping that other people laugh with us or at us or whatever they want to do,
Yeah,
so as long as they tune in, we don't care. But
Yeah.
I think it's like a humorous sort of skit show.
It's like, it's kind of like a variety show. Like we get really, really dumb.
It's really dumb.
It's really dumb.
I got a good chuckle of the face swaps on the poster that I was looking at on Instagram. Like, oh, that's funny. I didn't catch it at first. Like they put the guys' bodies on their girls' face on the guys' bodies and then vice versa. And I was just sitting there, I was like, wait a minute. No, that's even funnier now.
She makes like pretty, like goofy flyers for the live stream every week.
Well, we should mention too that the songs are usually not all that serious. They're funny and autobiographical, and poking fun at various people that we know, and situations from our lives, and nothing's very serious with us.
Yeah, like our genre is kind of like comedy, as well as punk rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Which I guess explains I know, Jesse, I think I may have asked you this one specifically, but talking about the Cheesebergens name, and that kind of the comedy aspect kind of plays into that, which is They're really cool. Was that?
No,
Sorry, I was just chasing a cat off.
Oh, okay. I saw you get up, and I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on.
Our cat was climbing something that she's not supposed to be climbing. So
Gotcha. So the live stream coming up Friday night, just to kind of help promote that a little bit and try and get some more people into it. When people tune in, what I know you said it's like more of a variety show, but what can people expect when they kind of
General mayhem. No,
expect it to go badly.
they can expect us to be playing our songs. We also have like this brief trivia thing where we ask 4 questions, and if you get it right, we will send you one of our shirts, just so long as you message us your size and address. And then we have these like little really dumb skits that we do that are usually based around, the theme. They are stupid, and I don't mean that in a trying to put us down way. I mean literally. They are literally so dumb.
They're painful.
But we have fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a place where you can, hang out, tell us your life story. We can't guarantee we'll read it, but you can definitely tell it to us.
Come over, heckle us. We enjoy it.
Yeah, we try to be really interactive with anyone that tunes in and talk,
Watching the chat.
Yeah.
and it's on all your social medias.
Yep.
Yeah.
YouTube, Twitter, Twitter, Twitch,
Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
So I do have a question about that, because it's a thing that I've been battling doing live streams with bands. How do you QC the sound? How do you quality control that sound? Are you plugging in through an interface?
That would be him.
Well, the beautiful thing about us is we're just playing here in our living room, and we're using like an electronic drum kit that we can control the volume on. And we've got volume control over everything. We have a little miniature PA in the living room where we put the vocals through. But honestly, we just use the iPhone's built-in mics, and it works. We run, Streamlabs and Restream. Streamlabs into Restream because it's a pain. Restream doesn't have a mobile app, and it's a whole thing. But we go through 2 streaming services to get there. But yeah, it's just using the iPhone's camera. If you had actual drums, you couldn't do that. It would just drown it. So advice for you there.
Yeah, well, because the issue that we've tried to do several different like live stream shows, and like going through Zoom, it like auto compresses everything.
Yeah.
And you already know where I'm going with this one. Like if you have right now, I'm really surprised that the 4 of your vocals aren't just like super competing with each other, and Zoom's not drowning somebody out, but it's working perfectly right now. So I'm not going to complain. But like if you have depending on what octave, or depending on how many people you have singing versus like the guitar, it starts competing with one another, and it's just like this whole thing. So unless you're running through an interface, and then it's not an issue for some reason. So I was just kind of curious how you did that. So Restream must not have the same compression issues that Zoom does.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So cool. So the live stream Friday night, January 7th at 7 p.m. Pacific time. And then usually how long does it go on for?
An hour.
An hour? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's a little longer, a little shorter, but that's our goal, and it's pretty close.
Usually pretty close to 60 minutes, exactly.
Yeah.
Nice. And do you have it, or what's on the like once you get this stream done, and it'll be debuting a new song, or is that?
We actually do have a new song in this song.
We are playing the song.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought for some reason in my head, I thought you used the live streams to debut a new song that you're going to release on.
Okay, so the live streams they're not once a month. They're kind of, they used to, during the pandemic, they used to be once a week.
Okay.
And then when we started, well, I mean, it's still the pandemic, but like the deep lockdown. And then once we started, going out more, we couldn't always keep to that. So we kind of do them like on an like as
Sporadic.
like availability. So anyway, but we always make sure to do at least one single release. And that's usually at the end of the month. And this one is not a single release.
Okay.
That later on in like around the 25th or 24th.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's where my confusion was coming in. I thought this was all tied into the single release. Cool. And so for this month, have you announced or decided what the next single will be to release?
We actually, because all the songs are recorded, and then after we recorded them, we already decided when we would release them. What they are, I couldn't tell you. Like, I don't know. Do you know? I know we told the guy who makes them. Do you know what they are?
No, but shouldn't we leave that a surprise for the audience?
It's Boy Deaf and Getting the Band Back Together.
Okay.
Both new songs, by
Those
the
are
way.
both new, yeah.
Yeah, we technically we had a few more new ones than re-recorded. So
Yeah.
we're
down to
out of re-recorded ones.
Yeah.
Nice. And so then that'll come out towards the end of the month, and it'll be on Reverb Nation and Bandcamp. I don't know why I almost called it GarageBand. That's a completely different.
Well, I confused them too. I've gotten that mixed up. And SoundCloud too.
SoundCloud, yeah. No, that's really awesome. So let's talk about this for a second, because I'm kind of interested. Obviously, you picked the re-recorded songs specifically for a reason, and the new stuff you just. How did you decide when to release what as far as songs go? Because I know when we had you and your dad on, we talked about like why you chose certain songs to record. But let's kind of flip that. And now that you're pretty deep into the release process, why'd you guys choose when to release certain songs? Or how did you choose?
It was kind of random. I mean, we did definitely
Think about the pairing.
Yeah, we thought about the pairing. We thought about, we also released all of our re-recordings as B-sides first.
Mm-hmm.
And then this past, in December, we released AWOL at the Mall, which is about like kind of getting lost at the mall during the holiday season. So that was kind of deliberate. But other than that, I don't know. I think we kind of just like put them together. Like after we got everything out of the way, we just put them together according to what we thought sounded good. Or
it was also kind of the order they were finished in on it, to be honest too, because we did kind of like record them at the rate of like 2 a month.
That's true too. Yeah, we did start releasing them before we finished the entire recording. So that was part of it too. Yeah.
And where were you going to record all these songs? Let's talk just
right here.
Right here.
So you guys recorded everything in-house. Actually, I think we did talk about this before, didn't we? Now that you mention it, I vaguely remember having this conversation before. So, so you guys recorded everything in-house. How does that dynamic work? Who's kind of crafting the entire recording process? Who's taking, like, how does that whole process break down?
Yeah, he does all like the technical stuff.
I do the engineering, and then we pass it off to our friend Rob Lowndes to mix and master.
Yeah, but we all kind of we all kind of produce together though, listen to each other's stuff and make sure that it sounds the way we want it to.
She's kind of the executive producer because she writes like 90% or better of the material. So she kind of has has it in her head what the final product should be. Although she's all do add our own polish to it,
For sure. It's like you knew what my next question was going to be, was breaking down the writing process and who handles how, or what the writing process is for the band.
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly her, honestly. I contribute a little bit, like riff-wise or like lyric sets. I've done a few of those. Jesse comes in with, arrangement ideas or riffs every once in a while.
I write the solos too.
Yeah, everyone writes their own parts, basically.
Sort of. So.
Cool. And just for you specifically, how do you kind of balance your two bands that you're with, the Cheesebergens and what's Diapology? Okay, there you go. How do you balance those two bands?
I mean, balance in like what way?
Like just, I mean, creatively scheduling, just making sure that you don't dedicate more time to one band than the other band, I guess just in general.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I kind of do dedicate a bit more time to Diabology. For Diabology, I'm like kind of the lead writer and everything. With Cheesebergens, she takes care of a lot more of it. It's a lot less like responsibility for me.
Yeah, and we're so easy, because when he's with his band, they all have to be on a schedule, if they're offered a gig, it's like, are you available? Are you available? Can we all rehearse this weekend? With us, it's like, we're here. So we'll always kind of let Diabology be the priority because it's more to deal with, and also because this is
it's a serious band.
Yeah, exactly. He's a young boy. This is his his dream.
Yeah.
We're kind of like just having fun. So if it's between the two bands, we're always gonna prioritize Diabology. Yeah.
Gotcha. So obviously you got the live stream coming up. You got the single release coming up at the end of the month. Do you have any live shows on the books?
Our next live show is on January 15th at a vintage clothing store called Space City Vintage.
I do remember that, having the conversation about the random places you guys play.
Oh yeah,
the places that
that's great stuff, like the Del Taco parking lot opening for Southern California Batman.
That was a good one.
I'm still waiting for the hamburger joint. I'm waiting for you guys to book a hamburger joint just because I think it would work.
Why have we never done that?
We haven't done a hamburger joint. We did what was that like weird little Vietnamese bar or something?
Oh yeah,
downtown.
I know.
It was very weird. It was like Vietnamese food, very subdued, and here we are with our big loud punk rock. It was very odd.
Also, when we were first starting off, like very early Cheesebergens, we played this like pizza place that I think like closed on us. Yeah, they somehow like cut our set.
Yeah, they threw us out basically halfway through the intermission because we were too loud.
That's, it's funny when people book a band and they don't really listen to what the band is, or they don't know what they're booking because they don't look into it. I had my buddy's band was doing a show at it was like a festival, like a little festival or something. And all the booth owners, people that had booths set up, were complaining how loud they were, but the booker booked them for a reason, because it would keep people energized, and because they play like high energy rock is what they call it. And all the booth people were pissed because they were so loud, but the promoter of this event or whatever was like, no, they were perfect. They were exactly what I wanted. And so it was just kind of like, they had like 3 people walk up and say, turn down, we can't think.
Yeah, that sucks.
That's just a little rough. Like that's a completely different situation than getting your set cut in half, but
we actually also we played at like an outdoor marketplace thing like not too long ago actually, and there was a similar thing. We're not like we weren't really blasting or anything, but there was one woman who like kept like getting up, and they were doing some kind of like giveaway or like raffle or something.
Yeah,
but then we were playing, so she couldn't like really talk over us because she was also like located close to us, and she got pretty pissed.
Yeah.
That's
can't please all the people all the time.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where it's like you can't even get mad about that because it's it's whatever. Like that's between the booth owners and the person putting on the show. They didn't communicate, so you just keep doing you. And so then outside of music, what's kind of things you do to get away outside of music? Like if you need some alone time or family time, what are you guys usually doing?
Practice guitar. I read a lot. I also write. I actually Yes, I do freelance writing, which is, also kind of a hobby for me.
I play video games, and talk to my girlfriend a lot.
I play video games and listen to him talk to his girlfriend.
I act. I do acting.
That's
Nice.
right. Yeah. Drama.
Yeah.
We might have to talk about the freelance writing thing. I've been trying to get something going, and I need a freelance writer because I don't have the time or the grammatical ability to write.
Oh, well, I mean, I can write pretty much anything.
Gotcha.
I've just been writing all my life, and and then I learned that I could actually make money with it. So then I started writing on Upwork. I use Upwork mostly, and I've been writing on Upwork for like 5 years, and I've written everything that you can possibly imagine. I promise you.
Yeah, no, there is stuff that she is not at all qualified to write on, and she just like Googles
Somehow
it and fakes it till
anyway.
she makes it.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm trying to get going will be right up your alley. We're trying to get last year, early on during the pandemic, we would do album reviews, like just written out album reviews. And we're trying to get those back up and running because both the freelance writers that I was working with kind of stopped.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I can. Huh?
I also do a little
Oh
bit
yeah,
of
he
He might
writes.
actually be a better candidate.
Yeah.
For that.
Well, it depends on what's being reviewed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So not to talk business on here, but conversation. Let's chat. So, but
I mean, you feel free to email, the Cheeseburgers, that we can, not bore everyone with the details.
yeah, for sure. No, it's just funny you brought up Upwork, and I've been screwed on Upwork so many times. It's ridiculous. So
Oh, okay.
everybody wants me to work at a lower rate, and it's like, nope,
Oh yeah,
I'm good. So, anyways, work aside. No, that's awesome. So you got a show on the 15th at a vintage clothing store, right? Yeah, you said 15th, vintage clothing store.
15, 16. This is 16.
16, got it.
Sorry.
And that's in, where's that show at?
Downtown LA.
Downtown LA, cool. And is that the only show you have this month, or are you just as like one
Yeah,
a month?
it is the only show that we have booked right now. We've actually been having trouble getting live gigs, like after the pandemic, like a lot of the places that we played closed, and it's hard as it is because we're if the bar's 21 plus, a lot of 21 plus places won't book us.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been tough. I mean, things come up because I book my own shows too. So a lot of times like a band will flake and we'll just put ourselves on the bill to fill the slot or whatever. So, things come up, but right now that's all we have. That's definite.
Gotcha. Well, I don't want to take up too much more of your time there. But I do appreciate you guys sitting down and chatting with me once again. For the reference, our pancreatic cancer fundraiser was a huge success. The PanCan Foundation is super happy, and they want to work with us again next year. So I guess getting invited back's the ultimate win, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Indeed.
And so hopefully we can figure something out where I'm not going 3 days straight and running myself into the ground.
That's insane, but good cause.
Yeah, for sure. So we're really excited about that. And I did want to thank you all for joining us on that event. That wasn't my best interview ever, just because I was probably dead tired, but it is what it is. So as far as kind of moving forward, you got the show on Friday. Wow, now I'm messing up. You got the show on Friday. You got the release at the end of the month. You've got the in-person show on the 16th at the vintage clothing store in downtown LA. And then just kind of continue doing the releases, or what's kind of the plans moving into February and later into the year?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to keep doing the single releases till March, and then release the album in April or May, and that's really all we have like plan, you know, and
Yeah.
we keep doing the live streams to promote it and just to, you know, bug everyone. Just to,
Yeah, no, I mean, just follow us. We pop up with stuff, you know.
yeah, probably, you know, work on writing a new album.
Nice. And when are you guys are you like always writing when it comes to writing music? Are you just always in the process of writing, or is it you kind of hit waves? How does that kind of work out?
Yeah, I mean, I just, you know, if I feel inspired, I'll pick up, you know, the guitar or my bass or whatever and see if I can do anything, you know, if anything works, and sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes it does, you know.
Gotcha. Do you find that you have to be more disciplined with your writing, or is it as far as like actually sitting down to write, or is it just pretty much whenever it hits?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, kind of whenever it hits, you know. I mean, you know, being a family band makes it, you know, a lot more, you know, kind of flexible, and you know, we don't have like a label, unfortunately or unfortunately, like pressuring us to put out music. But you know, I mean, at the same time, I like to, you know, I like if I haven't written anything in a long time, I'm like, oh man, you know, when's the next hit gonna come?
For sure. You know, because the reason I asked that second question is because especially when writers have more of a family dynamic that they have to look after, they find themselves being more disciplined with their writing and saying, okay, I can only write from like 7 to 10 because that's when I know I'm going to be alone or whatever it is. So that's kind of what inspired that second question, whether you had to be disciplined or not. So, but I do want to, once again, thank you all very much for joining us. If anybody wants to check out the upcoming releases, your upcoming shows, any of that stuff, where's the best place for them to do that?
Well, I always say that if you know how to spell our name, you can find us anywhere. So it's Cheesebergens, like obviously cheese, and then Bergens is Bergens. So if you can spell our name and Google us, you'll find us on, you know, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, you know,
Twitter,
Spotify, Apple Music, all that.
Awesome. I do have to ask though, who drew the Facebook profile picture of I guess it's like your name in a hamburger? Did one of you guys?
That's our friend Brendan Silva created that logo for us. That's Horace. He's our mascot. We have.
I saw that. I didn't remember seeing it the last time I had you on.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Viewers, what they're talking about. That is our logo right there. That's Horace.
Nice.
Our t-shirts. Sorry.
Yeah. If you want a t-shirt, you can send us your size.
Let us know your size and
address.
address, and we'll send you one.
Yeah. Awesome. Really appreciate that. I do see a world as you guys start to grow, or if the band starts to grow in popularity, you actually make that a mascot and make somebody jump in it and run around like
yeah, any style.
I think our friend Ron will do it for 6 packs.
That's funny. Awesome. But once again, I really appreciate you all sitting down and chatting with me, and can't wait to finally make our trip out to LA. We say it every year, and obviously the last 2 years had a pretty good reason not to be out there, but hopefully this year.
Yeah, well,
Let us know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Sure. But once again, thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and we will catch you all later.
And thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Cool. We're good.
Cool.
Okay.